Thanks for joining me today there, YouTube world, and all of my YouTube subscribers and friends and families. Okay, I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to put 110% more content on this YouTube channel. Trying to go MIA, less MIA, because, everybody lives busy lives, especially in the world we live in, clown world and all that mumbo jumbo. There's a lot of nefarious things going on in this world today. I don't have to tell you that. You just do your own homework. Let Spirit be your guide. And make sure you're on the right side of the track, not on the wrong side of the track. Follow your heart and follow your soul. As well, happy Valentine's Day to everyone as well, too. Another made-up so-called day but it's also a good day for all the loved ones out there with your family, friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or whatever preference you are engaged to, or whatever. Happy Valentine's to everyone. Okay, from the bottom of my heart, everybody likes to be loved. Some people don't like to be loved. Some people like to be alone. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Don't want to miss this special occasion for a lot of people, and some people could be lonely times as well too. So I'm just saying, happy Valentine's Day. Well, anyway, let's get back down to the nitty gritty. Okay, I'm gonna try to push out as much content as possible. Sorry about that. And today we're gonna look at Johnny Bravo's films. Apparently, I do like watching Johnny Bravo in his segments sometimes too. He's very informative and knows what's going on in the world of bodybuilding, fitness today as well too. And he's also a filmmaker, so I have that in common with him. As an ex-competitor back in the 90s, amateur, but I'm not, wasn't synthetically enough, genetically enough to be in the pros. Tried to, but it was failed. But it's okay, because you lesson learned. You learn about yourself, about who you are, what you are, and what you're capable of doing. Some people have it, some people don't have it. Some people are genetic freaks, and some people are not. So you have to learn to come to grips with that. You learn that later on in life when you're involved in whatever sport you're in, or whatever your heart and soul is focused to. And sometimes people are great athletes, just can't make it to the next step of their vision, and some people can. It's just the way it is. You just have to embrace it. Okay, that's just the proper word. But anyway, let's check out Johnny Bravo's of TREN turned Vince McMahon into a monster. Vince McMahon, okay, very successful business guy, a little shady, but he created an empire, and you understand. Let's just say he fell from grace, and he kind of abused his power, God-given talents that he has been as a businessman, and created this whole world of not just muscle and fitness, of wrestling, WWE, WWE, or I don't really follow it, but I watch it once in a while. Very entertaining if you want to be entertained. Okay, let's just leave it as that. Let's listen to Johnny Bravo's segment, and I'll give you my reaction and my commentator right after this there, gentlemen. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below. Forward to everyone. I'm going to make this channel grow as much as possible and reach the masses. Definitely not going to hit politics. There is no more politics and tricks on any platform, especially on BombTube, YouTube, unless your platform is huge, because you can get away with that. But when you live in the upper part of North America, which is Canada, they're very, very strict on what you say and can't say, and you are heavily censored, period. Enough a combo. Anyway, back to Johnny Bravo's film. Reaction of Johnny Bravo's monster now facing prison. Jim McMahon at Johnny Bravo's films. Check it out. Let's check it out.
Vince McMahon is in his 70s. I think he's 77 years old. He's had a history with steroid abuse his entire life. I mean, I don't think that's a secret anymore.
No.
Look at the guy, even if it's in his 70s, even now.
Yeah.
And you can tell this guy's been on steroids.
Yeah, so that's Jim McMahon. I mean, Johnny Bravo talking about Jim McMahon. Hold on a second. This should be good. You have to put my mic down because my other mic is pushing. So
all of you probably already know and heard about the allegations against Vince McMahon. He was forced to step down from the WWE due to these allegations. Well, these allegations are so sick. They're so disgusting. I'm getting new nightmares now. You guys know my past history with the nightmares of all the sick things that people do.
Yeah, it's true.
And now I'm getting even more sick nightmares after reading those text messages. Those text messages are so sick, I'm not going to read them here.
Wow.
Okay? I'll tell you.
It's not bad, eh?
Bit, but I'm not going to read it. If you guys want to read it, you can go to another channel and read it. But I can't read those here. So basically, Vince McMahon had an employee, a woman, that he was having a sexual relationship with. Whether it was consensual or not, we don't know. That's going to happen in court. But the text messages that are out showed sick things that were going on between them. This guy, okay, not only was he having sexual relationship with this woman, right? He had his friends at the WWE do it with them. With them, actually, because they were doing it all together. That's part of it. He was having threesomes. Gangbangs with this woman.
I will tell you more about that as well, too, of the whole party scene, sex scene.
And he was texting
so this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Hold on, I'm going to pause this for a second. This is very interesting because Vince McMahon is very well established as a businessman / entertainer. He has great looking bodies everywhere, guys, girls getting together, and testosterone. It's gonna hit up, especially if you're on some kind of synthetics or steroids or whatever, whether it's a guy or girl. Whether your sex hormones are just gonna go skyrocket to the roof. So you know what I mean. Anything you see visually that's sexually attractive, you're gonna hit it. So especially if you're on some kind of steroids or synthetics or what have you, with so much power and influence and all this money and having this whole kinds of women falling for him even at his 70s. You know what I mean? You got young attractive females that are in their 20s. All right, whether her agenda is to get somebody who's a cash cow or a ticket to the promised land, so be it. But what are you going to do when you have a high power profile man who owns WWE and has a lot of money, influence, power on both sides of the aisle? So let's check it out. Let's proceed.
On her head.
Yeah.
Remember I told you it's sick? Bathroom, he went on her head.
Wow.
Then he's telling her he wants 3 men to fill up all of her holes, and he wants to watch it. And that's as much detail as I'm going to give you guys, because when I told you...
Wow, boy, that's crazy. All right, so I'm experiencing a little bit of lag in here on watching Brown. Okay, there's going to be there's a commercial going on right now, so let's fill in the gaps in the commercials between Johnny Bravo's
These are Vessies.
Okay.
Yep.
Between the commercial and his interaction with Vince McMahon and what he thinks and says about the whole incidents with the whole taking TREN and having sexual deviancy with a young, I don't know if she's a minor, but she's pretty young, she's pretty attractive, but what are you going to do? They have a lot of money, power, and influence for anybody to go in their world. And when you have that much money and power, you're going to influence a lot of young, attractive females. So anyway,
See how sick it is.
Yeah.
Now, after this went on for a little while, Vince had her sign an NDA, paid her off $3 million to not open her mouth about all this
Wow.
stuff, right?
Wow, she got paid.
Stopped paying her, and now she's opening her mouth. And this is where we
Stop
are
paying
now.
her. That's
now,
why.
saying all that,
Boy,
when I'm reading all this and what's going on, I'm wondering in my head, what could possibly cause somebody? Because listen, we all have fetishes in life. We have certain things, right?
yeah,
Some people have extreme things like Vince, but most of us mild things, right? That's just part of being a human being.
yeah,
But when it's something so oddball like this, I'm starting to wonder, what can cause somebody to want these things like this? And before I tell you what I think,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the past of Vince McMahon. Okay, Vince McMahon is in his 70s. I think he's 77 years old. He's had a history
Wow, he's up there.
of steroid abuse his entire life.
At that age, he's still taking
That's a
steroids?
secret.
You really?
You look at the
Maybe
guy even
TRT, but
in his
man.
70s, even now, and you can tell this guy's been on steroids. In fact, in the early 90s,
Damn.
he was in court for supplying his wrestlers with steroids. So we
Oh,
know
boy.
he loves steroids. Now, saying that,
Yeah,
not everybody realizes what steroids and certain steroids, especially
TREN, yeah.
can do to your mind and how it can alter how you think and how it can alter
You can flip
what you think
on a dime.
sexually. Things that turned you on in the past are not enough anymore.
Yeah,
And you start becoming more extreme because you're desensitized from regular sexual things. So your mind starts wondering and starts thinking of different things, more extreme things to turn you on.
Yeah.
Now, Derek, from More Plates, More Dates, okay, shout out to him. Actually, what I drink to give me energy is this drink. I'm not sponsored by him, but it's a great energy
Gorilla
drink.
Mind.
Shout out to him. He did a video years ago about trenbolone and how it can alter your brain and what it can do to you, especially when it comes to your sexual preferences.
I think you'd be surprised how fucked up the minds of guys get who are on gear. Like
Yeah,
craving more like exotic, not mainstream shit
all right,
as
yeah,
a result of his exposure to certain hormones.
yeah.
Like we've seen Big Lenny as one of the most outspoken, sauce fiends who just doesn't give a fuck about exposing his own, personal crazy fetishes and shit. And he talks about his experiences with transsexuals and whatnot all the time.
Wow.
And
Trannies.
Tony Hughes also, seems to not give a fuck. Although it's a bit different than Lenny with, the context in terms of what situations they would be, willing to do it in or whatever. But anyways, regardless, there are individuals who use these kind of like exotic hormones that end up with neurological changes and adaptations to their kind of like sexual appetites and watch more increasingly odd porn. There are a lot of androgen users that get addicted to porn, and when they get addicted to not only does it desensitize them in real life to a point that they could have like a hot chick in their bed and they don't even really respond that well to it because they're so used to watching like fucked up shit on, the hub or whatever. And they end up, or like more websites, because maybe the hub is too mainstream for the shit they watch. Who knows? It gets like pretty. Some of these individuals end up going so down the rabbit hole that they need to watch like increasingly fucked up porn to get their brain stimulated to even like be able to get off. And then in real life situations, like normal sex with like hot women does not appeal to them the same.
Wow.
So this is an issue, to be honest. Sometimes the heightened sex drive leads to such ridiculously heightened sexual appetite that they go down the porn rabbit hole to a point where they're desensitized to anything that is like quote unquote mainstream normal, and they end up watching like weird fucked up shit to stimulate their brains again.
So now I'm not going to get into this video. If you guys want to watch, Derek's full video, I'll put a link in the description and in the comments. Watch his video if you want a scientific explanation on how this all works. Wow. But the simple thing is, substances that build progesterone in your body, like nandrolone and especially TREN, they can cause these mind-altering effects, especially when it comes to these types of things. Now, watch his video. He gives a great explanation. I've been on TRT for over 10 years, and it's done so much for my life to make me feel younger, stronger. And I recently signed...
Okay, that was Johnny Bravo. He's doing a little promo for his videos, so I respect that. Everybody's got to make money somehow, and that's why we're on BombTube or any other platform, Instagram, and all this other Snapchat, or there's so many out there. It's hard to keep up. But anyway, he's doing his own advertising, and this is very interesting on this topic about Trenbolone.
So I met with the doctor, with the nurse practitioner. We went over my results, and then they gave me my...
How synthetics can really alter your mind, and synthetics can alter your whole sexual desires. Let's just say that, okay, let's call a spade here. We all know that when it comes to professional sports, especially bodybuilding, fitness, you know, everybody looks good. And now that it's out there, it's on mainstream, taking gear and abusing it. It's all over the internet, you know. Especially, I am so glad I am out of that. I am so glad I'm out of that industry. It took me a while, but it hit me. But I realized, you know, you could only go so far with your genetics, and then you finally realize, okay, enough is enough. But when you're taking it for the wrong reasons, or you're taking it to alter your physique to become a better person, or a better athlete, or get more girls, get more guys, whatever preference you desire. But it can alter your mind, your sexual desires, and increase it by 1,000. So I had friends of mine back in the day that didn't care what it is, guy, girl, tranny, whatever. They were so addicted to whatever they put in their body, especially synthetics. They would screw anything. So, which is pretty absolutely disgusting, but that's just their preference. When you're in the whole party scene, when you're in the bodybuilding scene, it all linked together. When you're looking good, feeling good, acting good, and then you're also partying with it, with also party favors, is a chemical for disaster that can alter your mind. So like I said in the prior videos, I lost a handful of friends, a lot of friends actually, that couldn't kick their addiction, whether it was drugs, synthetic steroids, gear, and drugs, alcohol, what have you. I have lost a lot of good friends. I'm talking solid friends, which I'll go back and talk more about that in a later time. But when you have that, and you have that addiction, and you can't kick that addiction, I still have friends that are still addicted, but great friends of mine still, and you know who they are. You know, you watch my channel as well too, but I have nothing but respect for them, because they've always been good to me, and I understand their addiction. But I understand the whole concept of looking good, feeling good, taking this, taking that, doing this, doing that, parties, seeing girls, sex clubs, whatever. I did it all, my friends. And for those of you who know me, I was very, very heavily into the whole scene. Why am I still alive? I don't know. I leave it to the man above. But there's a reason why, and that's why I'm here today, to give you that there's hope at the end of the rainbow, and seeking you shall find, and that's where spirituality, God comes in your life. I think my mom did a lot of praying for me, and my family as well too, so that has a big role to play a part. So shout out to my family, the big man upstairs, my family, and my good solid friends have been there through thick and thin. But let's listen to the rest of Johnny Bravo's channel on Vince McMahon. Oops.
Twice in my life, many years ago, probably a decade ago. I'll never touch this stuff again.
There you
For
go.
various reasons, health reasons. I don't recommend anybody do this, okay? But I'm going to tell you from my experience. Right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm normal, you know. I get turned on by normal things. And I don't even like talking about this stuff. But I get turned on normal things, nothing really crazy, right?
Yeah.
But even me, when I took the TREN, all right, I started getting attracted to girls that I would never normally get attracted to, even the big ones. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm getting turned on by the bigger ones.
Oh boy.
And then I started getting like small fetishes and things, just normal stuff, nothing crazy, right? So I understand, and it stayed with me till now. So I understand what these substances can do. And again, we know Vince has been taking this stuff his whole life. So when you see him doing all these sick things and wondering why he's doing them, you gotta think that steroids, especially the...
All right, so we're experiencing a little bit of lagging, so I'll let this play out. Even though I'm doing a reaction to Johnny Bravo's segment on Vince McMahon and TREN and the whole taking gear, it plays a big factor on anybody who's on it and can really alter your mind mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, as well as especially sexually, because when you're sexually active, even when you're younger and you're taking the gear and you're starting to know about, your hormones will fly all over the place.
We just got back.
And women who take it, especially too, and I knew a lot of women that take it, that took it, and it alters your face, your mind, your body, your soul, your physique, and they become more sexually active too. So let's just say that you're not as faithful as you are when you have a relationship, when you're on it, because you're constantly sexually active 24/7 and then some. So anyway, I'm just saying that's just how it works if you do take it. So just words of wisdom.
Steroids, especially those ones I was speaking about, played a role in how he's thinking now. Now, do we have definitive proof that, you know, this in fact caused it? No. But a man in his 70s, okay, that looks like him, that obviously has the sexual desire as he has still till now, and we know, not a secret, that he's been on steroids his whole life.
Yeah.
We don't have exact proof, but it's obvious, right, that all those things occurred. Is it probable that this has altered his brain to make him think this way? I think so. What do you guys think? Comment below. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say.
Okay, so that was Johnny Bravo. I'm going to comment down below about his segment, and I appreciate him doing that. And keep up the good work, Johnny. I do watch his channel, and I just subscribe to his channel because he's got a little good insight as well. And I think he's probably a little bit younger than me, but he knows a lot of athletes out there, professional athletes out there like Palumbo, Lee Priest, who are professional bodybuilders, who have been in the industry then and then, so they know what's going on, but still alive to tell their story. But I'm still alive to tell my story, even though I'm not a professional. I've been in the whole party scene, and once you know what's going on, the whole party scene, it's a dead-end road. And I've experienced it. I don't like it. I hate it. I thank God I experienced it. I'm still alive to tell my story. For those of you who know me well. For those of you who experienced it, need help, seek and you shall find. Read the Bible, my friend. Read scriptures. You don't have to be a Bible scholar, but you also have to know who's in control of your life and your soul. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen, that is my insight in this podcast for reaction of Johnny Bravo's film TREN with Vince McMahon. He is a monster, and he deserves what he says. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully the best, and they settle that whatever went between her and that mess that he's in. Another reaction to the last segment of Johnny Bravo's segment with Jim McMahon. Facing prison time because he's on gear, which is TREN, because TREN can make you do a lot of wild and crazy things. But with the end of section with more plates, more dates, he's talking about, one guy is talking about, I think it's a Reddit post. He's saying, why is TREN making him gay? So, oh my gosh. like I said, it makes you do a lot of weird things and things that you'll never imagine that you'll do. TREN does it to you. So let's listen to what he has to say. More plates, more dates. Let's see what.
Today we're going to be checking out this off-topic thread in the steroids subreddit.
Okay, subreddit.
Called "Why the fuck is TREN turning me homosexual?" Substantiated _ hatred posted this on Instagram, and you know, like obviously a thread like this is resurfaced.
I'm laughing about it too because
here it is. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for this guy, he's on TREN. It's bringing out his weird fetishes. He's craving 24/7, but only thanks.
Oh my God, he's craving 24/7 because he's craving sucking DIC. I'm not.
Should he go through with it or just jack off instead? Now, like, is this a troll post or is this legitimate?
I don't know.
Like,
could be just.
I think you'd be surprised how fucked up the minds of guys get who are on gear. Like, first of all, I'll actually get into the science. Like, this is not a joke of a title. Like, I'm actually going to explain why this guy might be getting homosexual tendencies.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just be, you know, I don't know, like craving more like exotic, not mainstream shit as a result of his exposure to certain hormones.
Alright, so that was more plates, more dates that he was talking about. When you're on TREN, especially TREN, it alters your mind. So this guy, because why is TREN making me gay? And, oh my gosh, I just can't help but laugh because, like I said, I was in a party scene. I seen guys who are straight go into a club, all of a sudden they get flocked by a bunch of dudes, and then all of a sudden he's getting with them in the VIP, doing God knows what. And I seen it through my own eyes, me and the girls that I was with and the guys. It was a party scene, so when you're there, anything goes. So you lose a sense of reality, so you're desensitized of whatever you're in, and it is pretty. It's disgusting and sick, but at that time, it's actually funny, and it's actually normal, if you call it normal. But anyway, so let's just end this segment.